Last round. Fight!
Hello and welcome to the Last Round Podcast. I'm your host Dan Saunders. Joining me as always my co-host Anton Austin. We're here at Frank's Gym in Wythenshawe to interview head coach and owner of the gym, Frankie Hudders. Thanks for having us.
No problem.
So obviously you've been around the Muay Thai scene for a long time.
Yeah.
How long?
How long? Started when I was 11, 1987. So yeah, 34 years. 45 this year. Yeah, about 34 years. Yeah.
You don't look 45.
Cheers. I don't say I look older.
No, you look younger.
Cheers.
So what would you say your best achievement was whilst you were a fighter, do you think? Obviously you were a champion and stuff.
Well, I'd say obviously winning my world titles, because without being nasty, I won world titles when they weren't fucking giving them out.
Yeah.
It's like when I won my first world title in the early 2000s, there weren't really many world champions in the country. It was quite an honour, where now it's like there's one in every gym.
Yeah.
Just throwing around like fucking key rings. But not only just that, just getting out of where I were from and just becoming someone.
Yeah.
You know, I'm quite proud of that when I think about it, because you're just from Wythenshawe and it's like it's got its area. I've had a lot of rough mates. I was a bit thingy myself, could have easily gone one way or the other, and it's nice to know I pulled my way out. And not only that, I fought in some great countries against the best. And it's just like a little lad from Wythenshawe. Yeah. So I'm proud of that. Yeah, proud of that. That's me. In that way, I like the world title was a buzz, but I thought my life was going to change and it didn't.
Yeah. So were you like aiming for titles, or were you just like kind of aiming to be like, the best that you could be personally?
Yeah, no. At first I did it, I loved it, and then it's like anything as you're a kid, you don't understand it. It's as you grow up and then things develop, but then I wanted to be the best. And then it was like, I'll fight the best. I don't care whoever you are, as long as I'm compensated right, and the weight's right. I never shied away from one fight. Never pulled out of a fight.
How would you describe your style as a fighter?
I suppose other people comment on that. People do say like they like my style. I have good alright style, but I just like to. I'm not aggressive, but I like to pick my shot selection. Yeah. When I hit you, I want to hurt you. So even if it's with a jab, I don't want to just flick it in your face. I want to jab you and you blink, you wise water, and you think, okay, now it's just a jab. When I hit your leg kick, everything I just like to be heavy, but not wasted. Yeah. Clinical, you know, take them apart.
I think that is a thing in Muay Thai where there is a lot of people who are just, you know, trying to score and just win rounds just by scoring.
I think that goes to the scoring game. You know, whether you want to go down the scoring route now or later, I don't know. But I think the big part of that is through the scoring. How can a slappy body kick be effective? And I don't care how many times you hit it, because what they say is if they hit you and you walk forward, it's not effective. Now I've seen fighters blatantly kicking and they're literally falling backwards, flick, and the kid's walking forward, boom, boom, boom. At the end of the fight, you can hardly walk, and the kid on the left, the left kicker, whatever, can hardly walk. His legs beat up, his faces, and they give it him. Yeah. And I'm like. But then they'll tell you, yeah, but it's body kick, yeah, but then when you speak to other people, the body kick's got to move you, it's got to affect you. If you're getting hit with a body kick, you're walking forward, and it's a slap as well. Yeah. Not even like a good kick, but a strong arm, do you know what I mean? Yeah. You know, everyone can hear it, slap. It shouldn't be allowed. Yeah. If you're throwing a jab, solid jab, and someone was flicking a jab, who would win? The solid jabber, but it's landing clean, and flicks, it's exactly what it is. And that comes from the scoring, which I don't agree with.
Do you think there is like a disparity in the scoring then? A lot of judges don't even kind of judge it, score it different, or may not even know the rules.
There's a lot of that. There's a lot of Uzu and pals, and I'm his mate, and I train with him, and he trains with my mate, and we've all gone for dinner and that. I think some of them haven't really got a clue what they're doing, because they've just done a course, and I'm not disrespecting it, I'm just telling the truth. They do a course and they think they're a judge. And it's like, and it can be shadow judged by anyone, but if that shadow judge ain't great, it don't matter. And that's why the problem is. And then again, with the scoring, it's from Thailand. But you listen to anyone who's worth a grain of salt in Thailand, they'll tell you from the big promoters, it's finished. It's not the same. Sanchai will say the same. That's why he don't fight there, because he's not. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They don't appreciate. So it's all the gambling. But we're trying to bring that method over here. And it's like, you're not looking at yourself. Take a picture out of the French book and people like that. They just do it right. Round one, let's go. Do you know what I mean? And that's how it should score. If you knock someone out in the first round, it counts, but then if you batter him and he scored it at 10-10, I'll put a star next to your name. Yeah. For 3 of them rounds like that, and then the last 2 rounds he wants to grab you. And not even that, some of the clinch I see today is terrible. I don't mean the kneeing, it's a slap, hey, and he's like, it's on the leg. And they're going, hey, in the corner, and it's like, not one fucking knee there. Yeah. And then the kid goes one knee, and it's, over, folds him half. Do you know what I mean? That's a knee. But we could be here all day with that. But that's my thing with it. That's why I just say go in there and hopefully don't let the judges deal with it. Try and take it in your, or at least in a way where they cannot even go against you because it's just a pagger every round.
So you mentioned like they've got it right in France there. You fought in France, and you said off camera you fought on Canal Plus in a stadium in front of 20,000. What was that experience like?
Shit, fucking scary.
Was it?
It was good, but like I say, it was just a little boy winning show. I was 20 years old at the time, you know what I mean? I don't think I'd really been away. Next minute I'm on live, and I don't know if you've seen a film, Ronin. A film called Ronin.
Yeah.
Roberto De Niro is in it. And anyway, at the end it's in France, and there's a massive like building, big ice rink, big massive stage called Les Zenith. That's where the actual fight was. It was 20,000 live, everything. So it was like, wow. Do you know what I mean? Oh, what we're doing here? Bit thunderstruck really, because I was travelling quite quick, you know, and my first world title when I fight was 20 in South Africa in Johannesburg.
Wow.
That was my first trip abroad. I've not even been to Ireland.
That's a mad trip abroad for your first time, isn't it?
Yeah. I lost, but I think I lost there because I was just fucking hell. As soon as we got there, the promoter went, don't leave your hotel after fight.
So obviously you said off camera that when you fight locally or in England, you know take a big following with you. I was wondering, obviously, when you're fighting in France, is it harder because you're not probably taking as many people over with you? You're the away fighter.
Yeah, it is, but then there's two ways in it. You fight at home, you got the pressure. You fight away, you got no pressure. Whether they know you or not, there's no pressure. You know, so sometimes to fight abroad is better because you just go there and so let's go and have it, and what will be in it. Sometimes you're at home, you get a phone call every day, people knocking at your house every day, the day of the show, everyone's around, all the experts with the cans and that, do this, do that, fucking show me. You fight tonight instead, I'll get pissed, how about that?
Have you ever fought in Thailand?
No, I won't fight in Thailand. I'll fight in Thailand. I got asked, they wanted me to fight in Thailand plenty of times. Why fight in Thailand and get 20 pence or whatever, 100 quid when I can fight at the same time in Europe and get a few grand? Why? Where's the common sense with that? Just to say I fought in Thailand, whoopie-doo, nice one. So's my mate Barry, lives round the corner as a plasterer, fought in Thailand, one of the strip bars. He can say he's fought in Thailand, I haven't. He thinks he's better than me.
So what's your views on Thailand as a training? Do you believe it's important for your fighters at your gym to visit there and train? Do you believe, you know, A-class fighters should be out there regular?
No. Thing for me, Thailand is, I'd say a lot of it's very repetitive. Unless you can get a real good gym and they look after you and they want to train you. But a lot of it's the same scene. I've been there lots. I was in Thailand first time, I think 96. I was training at City Tong gym when it was proper. Your Depcha was there. I forget the Senan, City Tong, I think it's called. I met the Grandmaster, he's died now. I was actually there with them training in 96, 97. You know, a long time ago. We had one of the first Thais come in the country, Master Channa. He come over with Orono, the Thai, on a show and then stayed. Ended up at my gym, That was in 96, 97. We was doing all that Thai gym stuff 20 years ago. I've done that. So like now it's all, and fair play, but I've done all that years ago. So the main thing with the Thai, going back to the Thailand, is the main thing, clinch and like the balance, the play spar, because they do it every day. But the main thing was to learn my fighters' work ethic. Because they was here training 4 nights a week and whinging about it. I'm a bit when I took them to Thailand and they were training twice a day, running twice a day. When they come home, they automatically carried on. So now my fighters will meet, they'll train in the morning, they'll meet at 7, they'll go running, train at 8, and it's just bred in them. You know what I mean? You can't be a world title champ. You cannot be a world-class fighter training 4 nights a week. So for that thing, I always try every few years to take a group of fighters, 10, 12, just to experience that. Do you know what I mean? And to be fair, a lot of the time they've said, we learn more off you, Frank, but they've not gone for that. Gone for the clinch and the work ethic. Just see it and see what's about and how lucky you are. You know, these poor kids playing around and shit, but they're happy as Larry. And you're whinging because you want a new iPhone, whatever. Or whatever.
Definitely a humbling experience, isn't it?
And sometimes it's good to go and think you're good and you realise, I need to step my work up. And you see some 9-year-old doing 300 pull-ups or something and then and you're like struggling doing 20 press-ups. It's a good thing of like, no, I need to pull my finger out.
It's interesting you were talking before about, you know, the pressure of fighting abroad and stuff. So we talked to Paul Karpovich and he said that not only did he feel less pressure fighting abroad, but he also got like his best pays when he fought in like Canada and Japan.
Definitely.
And obviously you're not expected to sell tickets over there, you're just there just because of your name.
All my best pays was abroad. Well, saying that, I've had good pays here, to be fair. The last 3 or 4 fights. compensated, I should say.
Yeah. Is that based on
it's
tickets
not paid,
as well?
Compensation. It's probably, you know what I mean, for what we put into the training, what we spend, probably don't come out much when you work it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, and like when at Cambodia, they offered me big money to defend my belt. I said no because I couldn't at the time. I had family issues, and then they come back and doubled it straight away, and I was like, I'll have a bit of that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like I say, it's a dangerous sport, and people don't realise until some poor sod dies or you see a bad injury, and you're like, whoa, and it could happen to any of us at any time. We're only human.
Yeah.
You know, it takes that wrong elbow, or you might get tucked down and he boots you in the head on the floor. You see it a lot.
Yeah.
You know, anything could happen. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's dangerous, and that's why. And I know the money's not in it, and so I'm not going to bark on about that. But the difference is, I can get people phoning up saying, Frank, will X and Y fight A class for 3.5 ton. Yeah, people were getting that when I was a kid. But the difference was, then it was £17 a ticket, not £30, £35. And I think a lot of promoters now are just going the C class route. Don't have to pay him. I don't know why they can't pay C class. I think it's wrong. If you're pro, you're pro.
Yeah.
Poor guy's still getting his shin smashed in, and he can't even have 50 quid to at least go and buy even 50 quid to buy his own drink, or compensating for the next day of work because he can't walk. Yeah. You can still get knocked out, but they don't want to pay. But they want to then stack a card up, all sell loads of tickets, don't have to pay anyone, it's pure profit. It's just exploiting. And they're not going to like what I've said, but it's true. Because if they didn't, they'd all love to have 5 A-class top fights on the bill and go, yeah, I put all them fights on, but they can't afford it. Yeah. So they go the other way. And in a way, I don't blame them, but then in a way, I see what they're doing. You see it a mile away. I only do a show to exploit my gym. You never see me do a show, do one a year, and it's all my fighters, whether it's 15 or 16, and it's to exploit my gym. And what comes from that's good. But you'll never see me doing a show, and I'll have 2 of my own fighters on it, but all the rest are other fighters. You're like, wait a minute. You know, and I'm not knocking it, but that's the pay thing I'm saying, because there's no money in it like that. How can, you know what I mean? It should be on at least X amount to start. Like in Holland, they have a grade system. You can't go from C class to B class unless you've won X amount of C. Then you can go to B. Then you go and win X amount of B. But they won't allow you. It's all regulated.
I think I've heard that in Germany as well.
Yeah, Germany's strict. Yeah. Belgium's strict. Every time I go to Belgium, I have a ding-dong with the main guy, because he knows me now, because it's like, where's your passport, where's this, where? I'm like, you didn't ask me to bring it. Because sometimes he won't tell you, you just presume. You get there and go, where's your document off your doctor? What document? Well, no fight. Well, wait a minute, you've not told me. I didn't know. It's like, and you're getting a big, you are about it, but usually sorts itself out. But yeah, abroad's far better, well better. No clicks, no messiness. You pretty much get your decision. You get the odd moody one, but they're quite fair. You get treated well. Good crowd. So as long as you have a good fight, look after you. Yeah, sometimes I don't like fighting in England.
What's your views on like the 3 rounds and the 5 round fights, which are getting introduced now in Muay Thai?
Well, I think I don't see
coming into obviously like this year and stuff, and you know the sport growing as
a
whole.
In a way, to me, it sort of fingers the game again as well, because it's like, let's go 5 rounds. Well, why are we shortening it to 3? But then make it a faster pace. Well, why can't you fight 5 rounds at a good pace? Because I think what I played for 2 rounds, and the last round run around, so I fight for 2 rounds, 3 and 4, maybe 4 and 5. So you only actually fight. So why quash it down to 3 and go fight busy? 3 rounds. I wish they fought 3 rounds when I fought. A lot of the time I did, because a lot of the time you'd stop them, so you'd be buzzing second, third round, leg kicks, whatever it was. But I'd love to have fought Frank to what X amount of grand, 3 rounds. I could fight 3 rounds unfit. I'll probably blow a bit out of my arse the 3rd round. Any fighter, half his salt with a bit of about you, I could do 2 rounds. Now, I know I could carry for 2 rounds, then I'd be gassed. So a 3 round fight, okay, now train a week and fight, you'd be laughing, wouldn't you?
Do you think, like, in order for the sport to grow, things such as obviously the ritual dance and stuff like that needs to get maybe, you know...
Well, I like the dance. And, you know, it's one of them, it's nice, it relaxes you. I only do it when the opponent used to do it. Right. If he wants to fight, let's fight, because by that ram he's done, I could have had a round out, I might have been out of there. Yeah. So I just want to get in and get out. But if he'd done it, I didn't want to stand there like I didn't know what I was doing. You know, like in the corner looking, so I'd do my own. But just keep it sweet. You know, they go 9 minute 9 minute and that, and it's like, by the time of that, I forgot I was fucking fighting. Yeah. If I was in a minute 9 minutes watching some fucker do that, I'd probably go and puck him up and say, come on.
As a promoter, you know, I'm not seeing your future shows, but do you believe that, the 3 rounds is obviously a good platform that, you know, one championship are doing it, you know, MGTP
to be fair, I think they're both good, 5 and 3. I just think, just fight 5 fucking rounds. Yeah. You know, it's like football, you wouldn't say, right, it's a 90-minute game, but if you score in the first 20 minutes, don't count. That's what you're doing, really.
Yeah,
if you win the first 2 rounds, it won't count, so I'm going to score it. Well, why the fuck are we bothering?
Yeah.
That's why I do 3 rounds.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I think from like an observer, like the 5-round format, if people are just like tapping each other for the first
boring,
2 rounds, it's boring, it's pointless, isn't it?
Boring.
Same with the Ramoy as well, though, because
Boring.
like obviously I'm just a casual viewer, but like I'm mates with Paul Kavovich, and even like when he fought
You know, the Thai kid.
Superbank,
Yeah,
sorry, when he
he's the
fought
one
Superbank.
he's the one in who did famous, and it was
Yeah.
like I was watching it, mate, and people going on before, going,
Yeah,
oh,
when I watched it on video, I
like
just
he was,
skipped it
it was
straight away.
fucking something like fucking, I don't know,
Yeah.
porn or something.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'm like, I'm just fucking. So Ram Muay, I've seen millions of him,
Yeah.
and I've never seen anyone win a fight with a good Ram Muay.
Yeah.
I've never seen anyone do a Ram Muay and the kid's gone, fuck this, and got out the ring. You know what I mean? That's my opinion anyway. You know, you got people who are really up to it, aren't they? With the like all the turn buddies, and you know, but everyone's in their own.
Did you open this gym whilst you were still fighting, or was it once you'd finished?
Yeah, I opened a gym in this gym, no, it's 2009, and then I last fought in 2010. But I was 35 then, so, and I wasn't 100% committed like I used to be. And then, so from there, pretty much. So yeah, pretty much towards the end, which is, I see a lot of kids now who open a gym, they're 21, 22, 23, they've had 15 fights. That's nothing. That's nothing. Jesus, that's nothing. So, and then they open a gym, and then you see them, the career goals. You don't, and it's like, achieve your thing first. Then you've got a long 100%. Life. A career's short, it's 20 years, 30 years, whatever, depending on how long you go and whatever. A career's short period of your life. You've got a lot of time, and why set yourself up to have more knowledge? So when you do come into this game, you're knowledgeable. I'm knowledgeable, and I can sit with any of them.
What's a good tip, do you think, for a fighter who wants to have longevity in the sport? You know, like obviously...
Don't fight for the crowd.
Yeah.
Don't be an idiot and just want a gang war and bang your chest and let them cut you. And like all this, I see fighters with cuts on the face taking snaps, selfies. Why?
Yeah.
Someone cut my face. I died for 6 weeks. I'd be embarrassed. Fucking look what he done to me.
Yeah.
Look at the state of my nose. Look what he's done. It's fucking embarrassing. But everyone's to their own, but that's my point. Do you know what I mean? My tip is, don't get it. Good defence first. Defence. People go, attack's best form of defence. Not if you're attacking like that. Next thing, little left up, flat face first, arse in the air. Yeah? Defence, good eyes. Don't get it. Don't waste your shots. I had my first pro fight, 13 years old. 13, got £30 in Wales. Russ Williams, fought 26-year-old, broke his head kick, knocked him out in 11 seconds. Broke his cheekbone. No, serious. I got 30 quid. I was getting 30 quid. That was 1989 C-class. I was getting 30 quid. Wow. They're not even getting that now.
Is that on YouTube?
No, that's not. I've got a video somewhere. I've got all the videos, haven't I? All my videos. I've got loads of old videos. I've got them. I need to get them onto Finger. So, and first world title fight at 19, 20 years old. But I had a 3-year gap, 2.5-year gap when I was 16 because of my daughter. Right. So I just give it up. I got back into it like 18, 19, whatever. And then I fought world title. Boom. 95. And my last fight, 2010, world title. All my life I was at world level. I want one of these who went up and then down. And then they're like, oh, you know, when you see a fighter and you think, wow, he's fighting people. They wouldn't even have got in the same ring with him 10 years. I was at constant world level. So I'm quite proud of that as well. Do you know what I mean? I want like, I fought Petrosian, I fought Calponlek, I fought the Duck Totov from France, Totov, Samir Mohammed. They do a lot, not a lot of use, because especially in today's age, a lot of them, they don't know the history. Samir Mohammed's brilliant, beat people like John Charles Skabowski. He was 99-0 when I fought him. Wow. And my training, it's just some French kid. You know what I mean? It was a good fight. We should have had a rematch, he pulled out.
Back then it weren't YouTube enough for them.
No, well back then you'd fight abroad. You was lucky. You get in a fighters magazine. You know, a fighters magazine. You'd have a little clip what went on. You might have a snippet. I've got a few snippets. And other than that, you have people going abroad, get banged out, come back going, well, I don't couldn't know any different. It's bullshit. Do you know what I mean? So
what's your views on the UK scene? Just skipping forward a little bit on the UK Muay Thai scene as a whole right now. The level of fighters, the juniors. Do you think that they've really excelled now since back then?
No. It sounds a bit thing like, you old generation, old fight. You know, it's not about that. The best era was the 90s. Don't dare. That was when you come to fight You know, when I 1990, 91, I was 13, 14 or whatever I was, 15. I watched Cobal live, Numfon live, Paddy Adlet live, Sombat Sartanical, two of the biggest shows in England. Master Sken and Master Toddy did it at Pickett's Lot, London, at Oldham, in the Oldham. Right. Cobal, I watched them live as a kid. I've done all that, do you know what I mean? So and that was brilliant then, it was brilliant. He brought all the Thais over, all live TV, being live to Thailand. Now, it's good, the style's good, technique and trickeries, they're learning more, improved, understand, but I think the fighting heart and the way they fight is different. Yeah. I think it's gone backwards. Right. I think the eras, them Thais in the era of the 90s would smash the Thais today. Smash it. I think they'd smash.
What do you mean, just the UK fighters, just the UK, so talking...
In just the UK scene?
Just UK, do you reckon?
No, same. It's the same.
About the same.
I think it's more popular now, so it's more known. It's a lot better in that way. The promotions are more bigger. The money ain't like really. The money ain't. No, not really. It might be in a way, but not from the time from where I was there to now. The money's not much. Right. I was getting what I was getting then, pretty much. You know, if that makes sense. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like I said, I was getting 30 quid C-class in 1989. What would they? You don't get paid a penny now.
What do you think you need to make the purses and stuff like that increase in the sport? Do you reckon it's just down to sponsors or TV?
Yeah, but it's and selling tickets. But if you're a C-class fighter and you selling X amount of tickets, and I've done it myself because I only do it because you've done it to me on your show. I'm going to do it on my show. I'm just following suit. Do you know what I mean? But if you sell 100 tickets at 30 quid, and you just want to go take $5 a ticket, you know what I mean? You can't even say, well, there's a $5 a ticket, and I'll at least give you 200 quid because he's giving you $3,000. What's wrong with that? So a lot of it's down to promoters and a lot of it's tight ass and just want to take the money and they won't like what's it. It's fucking true. No one does a promoter for love. No one does a promotion because I didn't make money, I never make money. Fuck off. It's stressful to death. It's a lot of stress and there's now women thinking we're okay. But if I was doing a show and I wasn't making money and scrimping, I won't do a show again. I'll just go and put my fighters on other shows because they do it. Of course they do. And then they'll do another show. So you lost money your last show, so you've done another show. Yeah. Don't lie. It's bullshit.
So you're talking about your fighters there. What type of style of fighters you produce, do you think? Or do they all have different, unique styles?
I don't know, because a lot of people said they all sort of can tell a Frank Gym fighter. You know, even the kids, they all have a similar style.
I can.
So I sort of have my way, but I suppose that's the same with Paul.
Yeah.
You can tell a Paul's fighter.
Yeah, you can tell.
No, but you can. I can tell certain other gyms fighter. Yeah. But I like to think my fighters they come and they'll fight. Well, regardless. You know, they'll come and they'll give you a fight, and you might be a lot experienced, but you'll know, fuck me. You give me a decent, and I've done that before. You know what I mean? I threw a kid in Denmark, Jacob, good kid, not far, bro. Put him in A-class fight against this kid from Denmark, been fought in Thailand, 18 fights, all the tattoos, you know. Yeah. But I watched him, done my own work, not daft. So on paper you're like, you mad bastard. You know what I mean? Went over and skilled him, battered him for 3 rounds. You know what I mean? It's like, never had an nickel. But I know what they can, and that's another part. Some people don't know what the fighters are capable, or the limit, or nah, Niamh, you're not ready for her yet, or nah, we're ready. There's nothing wrong with saying you're not ready yet.
Do you think, obviously, from transferring from a fighter to a coach, you know, you've been in the game a long time now, different fighters obviously have different personalities. Some fighters you might need to give them a bollocking, some fighters you might need to say, come on, be a bit more positive.
Yeah, of course. You've got to try man management, but I'm quite... Because I had it hard without being, I had kids young, I was still in school and we had a baby and I had to leave school straight into work and it was very hard, you know what I mean? So when I have these kids now going, oh Frank, I can't come tonight, why? Because my daughter's poorly. Which is fair enough, what's up with her? She's got a cold. Well, where's the mum? Oh, what are you doing? Just looking at your daughter all night. She's got a sniffling nose. And you know it's laziness. Yeah. Oh, I'm working, I'm tired. I'll never justify it. I always have to, they'll tell you I have the same response. You don't want to be a fighter. I'm working nights. We'll get up. You run at the night. You'll get up in the morning. You'll come straight to the gym.
Do you reckon you've lost fighters due to that?
Yeah, of course.
Possibly just being so, you know, you've got to be dedicated.
Because I'm not gonna. At the end of the day, what people got to remember as well, you're representing your gym. So when Anson comes on the scene, now Anson's getting a name. So now people know, oh, it's Anton from Paul's gym, Too Technical. When you're first fighting, it's just who's that kid? I thought, oh, some kid from Too Tech jumps over the rope, punched a fucking judge. Who was it? Oh, that come from Frank's gym or Paul's gym. I get the thing, that's me who's got to deal with it. So, not A. B, I want any of my fighters getting hurt. C, I want them to be the best for them. Not just for me, for them. And sometimes it comes across like you're being hard on them. But I'm doing it for you. I want you to be better than ever I ever was. That's my job. I'm not a jealous coach. I want my fighters to be better than I was, and if I do, I'm doing my job. I want to be buzzing. I've got to train world champ. That's what I'm in it for. So when I'm having a go at a fighter because he don't want to run in the morning, but I don't want to see you get levered in that ring when it matters. So I'd rather tell you in the gym.
Yeah.
And if you do things right and word things right, people usually come round. And the ones that don't, fuck off anyway, because you were just going to waste your time sooner or later.
Yeah.
You just seen it yourself.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
They want to be a fighter, and then you get them a fight, and all of a sudden start up in the gym. And the asses fell out basically. And there's nothing wrong with that. But don't come to me telling me you want to be a fucking fighter, and then as soon as the first fucking shade of a fight coming, you fucking died. I'm just not into that. I'm not into that finginess. You know, don't get me wrong, some people find out I'm not a fighter at the wrong time. They want it, and they do, and they just get a bad hiding in the ring and think, well, that's not for me.
Everyone.
Fair enough, but there's a lot of bollocks. Everyone wants to be
Yeah, you get some people who just want to do it just for general fitness.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, because you talked briefly in about you put someone in with someone who'd fought like in Thailand and stuff, and you get people now who've had like 50 fights, they fought like 20 fights in Thailand, but they're fighting absolute like tuk-tuk drivers.
Yeah.
Like,
But this is what I'm saying, it's false, it's a false state of mind. So, I can have a kid who's been to Thailand and had 10 fights. I've had kids here, they've not won a fight for 5 fights, and then they go to Thailand, won 3 on the trot, and they think they're mint, but they can't fucking win here. So it don't mean fuck all what you're doing in Thailand. Why in front of a stinky stadium? No one's there anyway. It's experience. Now it's fighting a lumpini against the main boys. It's another thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But all that for me, it's just like I said before. It's just the experience. But other than that, no, I'd just rather fight here. Fight the Thais over there. Fight quite a few Thais, mate. I've got 5 or 6 or something. I fought them all in Europe and I got paid well for them all. And why go and fight them in Thailand and get basically abused? Because that's what happens. We'll give you fucking few $100.
Yeah, to jump in.
Yeah.
so I wanted to get your views on what the testing's like in the Muay Thai scene. Like, I've noticed there's not really any drug testing in the UK scene at all.
No. Well, there won't be, will there? Because there's no money in it. And then who's going to set up a drug testing then? Because it costs money. Simple. That's what people don't recognise. And there will be drugs in it. Of course there will be.
Have you ever been tested yourself?
I've been tested in Africa and I think Cambodia.
Right.
That's fine. I would be. Not druggy.
Yeah.
Clean as fuck. And as a fighter, it's like when I've had fighters in Thailand, and after the weigh-in, they come up to me. I had 2 of them fight in Thailand, and they went, come on, we take them hospital. I said, what for? He said, jab, injection. I said, what for? Make fight fast, make fight strong. I said, fuck that. I said, we win, lose, clean.
Yeah.
Don't need no jab up the arse. And it shocked me. And we both won, both fighters won in the last round, KO. Do you know what I mean?
You seem a bit disappointed when you heard that. Almost just as a...
Well, I sort of knew it anyway.
Right,
no, I was older, I was
right.
teaching.
Right.
I knew it anyway, but it just confirmed. But it shocked me more in Thailand because I know in other countries it's quite big, and it used to be big. Do you know what I mean? Certain countries it's known for it.
I've been to a gym. I'm not going to say the gym, and I don't mind saying the gym, but I won't anyway.
Yeah.
But they made it aware that quite high profile fighter had been taking like steroids and that in another big gym, and I was like, wow, do you know what I mean?
You'd be surprised.
It's a bit sad, really.
You'd
you know, when you're looking
surprised.
up to these fighters and you think, wow, they're doing that.
The problem is though, if people
Don't
can
get me
get
wrong,
an edge,
there'll be
they're always
drugs
going
in
to
it.
take it.
Recreational drugs, but that's got to be. There's in that in every way. These kids, some of these kids are not on enough money to live like monks. Come on, let's be real. You know, it's all right saying that, but if you was a boxer, he was getting millions to fight. You could live clean as a day knowing well.
Yeah.
It's, you know, but they still got to have a life. I don't knock anyone as long as you're not doing it in the way of endangering. You want to go and smoke some weed and that, go and do it. You're not going to get in the ring and look great anyway. You're going to be fucking probably fall asleep. Do you know what I mean? You're going to have fucking be on the other gear. They're going to know when you're at the weigh-in rattling away. You're just going to go, someone get him out. You fucking have a heart attack or something. Get out. But it's the same old, innit? Eat well, train well, rest well. That's all you need. Just them three.
The thing is, I think even in any walk of life, like if you offer someone a chance to have an edge with no repercussions, they will take it. Because there's some people out there that will always want that edge.
I wouldn't like now to be looking in the mirror going, look at all them belts because I won from everything. You know what I mean? I won a lot of belts, 3-time British, European, Commonwealth, Intercontinental, 2-weight, 2-time world champion, ISKA. So I now look in the mirror thinking, would I have achieved that with that? And I'll always know that, would I, and I'll always have that in my head, so no, fuck that, I did, and there you go.
Yeah, I think that says a lot about your character, but obviously there'd be a lot of people
out
there
because a lot of weak people who want the edge.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous and it's stupid.
Happens a lot in MMA, don't it?
Yeah,
you see the top fighters doing it there.
Sometimes it's good when you see the one who's doping get his head punched in. It's nice because it's like, well, it didn't do any good, but he was willing to put that poor kid's life in danger.
What's your views on like one championship, just for an example, with the hydration test and stuff like that before? Do you think that's a good move in the sport?
It can be, yeah, because I think sometimes the weights cuttings can be dangerous and fighters putting on 10, 12, so I've heard of up to 15 kilos, some people, overnight. Me personally, I'd put on up to, I'd fight 67, I'd be 70, 71 on the day of the fight. I'd wait till after my fight I'd still eat well after me weigh-in. I would see all these fighters and all the chocolates and they'll have a picture, won't they? And all this, and it's like you've put your body under all that 6 weeks of eating well and living well, and then overnight you're just going to poison it with all that, and then on the night you think, I feel sluggy. And I learnt that lesson myself doing it, bulking up after the weigh-in, and I always said never. So after the weigh-in, I'd have a little bit, a treat, but not overindulge, and then after the fight, that was it, then kebab and beer all the way, who gives a shit, I go fat as I want.
So when like a fight organisation comes to you and they want to have Niamh on the show or something, do you think it's your job to get like the best possible deal for her that you can? Obviously, you don't want her to deal with it. You want to deal with it yourself.
That
and make
is
sure.
my job. That's the other thing I don't like today. You see a lot of fighters negotiating, and it's like you don't know what you're negotiating and why and where, or promoters getting direct. I hate this. Promoter getting direct in touch with a fighter. It's happened a couple with me, and I've had to say, don't ever do that. But a lot of the time, my fighters know they just go. My manager, trainer, Frankie Hudders, message him. But I think it's horrible. The only time you've got to do that is if you don't know the coach, maybe, and you get in touch with them to say, have you got your manager's number? Or but I've had promoters messaging me fighters saying, would you want to fight on this show and that show? And I find that the worst, disgusting thing. That's why we have managers, and it's now about finger. At the end of the day, it's my job to get Niamh the best she can, Chris the best they can. And these promoters will tell you, I'll haggle with him. You know, ask Brian, and in a nice way, we'll haggle and I'll say, no, I'm not getting that, and we'll bant and we'll come to an agreement, shake hands, and it's done.
Well, you'd be doing Niamh an injustice if you didn't do that, though.
Exactly, total injustice. And that's what. And then if she's fighting for nothing, she's going to one day think, what's the point of this? There's nothing in it for me. She's a young girl, she's getting decent money now, which hopefully will get better and better. And it's never going to go mint, but great. But if you're earning a good packet and you're fighting 5-6 times a year, you can add up to a decent.
So when you have a student coming in the gym and they might say, Frank, I want to be the next Niamh or Chris Whittle, or they want to fight in these big shows, I follow you Instagram and stuff like that, and I want to be just like you. Do you almost have a conversation with him and explain to him the financial situation in the sport, or you're not going to be a millionaire?
Well, at first, kind of. I don't go into it, but
not straight away. But it'll come
like
up.
they say, and it's true. You've got to love Thai boxing. But you can make a living out of it. If you're good enough. And like people like Liam, Addison, and Fair. I've got a lot of respect for that. Them boys are down at the Bad Company. Howson, Andy Howson, Jordan Watson and Liam Addison. I got a lot of, why I got a lot of respect for them, because they've been in the game a long time, like myself. Not as long, but like the next generation under, so they're going to probably be in it longer than I am when I go. But they've been at that same gym. You don't get that a lot now. They've been at the same gym through the good and the bad. When they've lost him, Richard or whatever, and I really, that's one thing I admire them boys massively for that, because you don't see it a lot these days. And you see it now with the gym like this. And certain fights have been at 6 different gyms, and then I'll end up back at the first gym.
Do you think that the social media's had an impact on that?
I think it has had a lot to do, and maybe travelling and things, but
you see it all the time,
sometimes when a fighter loses, he's quick to look at his trainer. Look at yourself. Look at yourself. Because sometimes I can tell him, I can warn my fighter what's going to happen, fights down the road, and it'll happen. And then I say, I've told you this is going to happen because you're not doing X, Y, and Z. And sometimes you've just got to let them go with it and have that experience of an arse whooping. Sometimes they listen. Say, I've been telling you that. I know the last 3 fights, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. You're not doing your road work. You're going to gas out late. You're going to come across the wrong kid one day who's going to take everything you've got for 3 rounds and then set right about it.
I think it's easy to almost not blow smoke, but when your fight is winning. For example, Niamh, she's winning these fights, she's stopping people. She said, I've got to keep improving. Frankie's on me.
Because it rubs off me, because I hate that. I hate with all my fights. I've had it with fighters and they've had it and it's gone to their heads and they thought they fucking trained them fucking self, mate. It's a joke, but forget that. But it's just,
got to stay humble and
be humble and loyal and know what and someone's a good person and they're not. You know if they're a good guy or they're a good woman and they've got your back. If someone's feeding you and giving you basically stuff off the back, they love you. They're there for you. Do you know what I mean? They care for you. They let you train for nothing. They're going in the gym when no one else is. They're getting in there. I'm doing that for them.
Yeah, it's a big sacrifice as a coach.
Even just look at a fighter. I've got to do everything Niamh does. I've got to plan around it. Even if it's chasing her around, I've got to chase her around. Then it's me who's the cunt. Frank's making Niamh. I'm not saying it is, but that's how the family gets involved. Oh, they're making him train hard and he's knackered. But then when the son's getting battered, they first come up to you and go, what happened? You know, your fucking head's kept interfering. You won't let me get on with the job.
As a coach, you do have that sense of responsibility in a way.
I care for my fighters. I've cried with my fighters. That's my missus. I've physically cried with my fighters in the changing room after fight. Physically.
Yeah. I
love them. That's my problem. I care too fucking much. And I get hurt all the time. Because I don't trust anyone anymore. Do you know what I mean? And I know everyone sort of bites you on the ass sooner or later. Like
you spoke about, obviously having, you know, a child at a young age and stuff like that, and you've had your fighting career, loads of success. You've opened the gym. Do you reckon it's had a big impact on your family and your own time to kind of just
the good
kick back a bit, or do they understand it well?
My family's involved. Yeah. I mean, me and my missus were close, together 30 years. You know what I mean? We're close. You know what I mean? My daughters were close. My son, we're all close. We're all part of it. So the day-to-day in of it, we're always together. Do you know what I mean? So no, it's nice. It's nice in a way, but and it's given me a good life.
So where did the almost slogan "Together as One" come from? So
it's just a saying I like. Yeah. It's just I always wanted a name, because at first when I thought of my name, I was thinking, what should I call it? Slipper Jim or fucking Fancy Fox Jim or some mad. But everyone to their own. And I thought I don't want to call it whatever. I just thought Frank's Jim, just Frank, simple, nothing. And then the Together as One is that says me as a person with my gym. You fight one of us, you fight us all. We're all together. We've all got each other's back, and that's how it should be. Seen gyms where cliques, and this guy's walked out of the room, and 4 guys have started ripping him, but really like not ripping him joking, ripping him. He's a prick. I hope he gets levered. If I had that in my gym, I'd lever a lot of them. I would disgust him. And there's a lot of that going on. I not have that. Either all together or you're not. And if you don't want to be, move on to another gym where they like that, if that's what you're about. I just like to know where you stand with people as well. You know, tell you one thing, do another, and things like that. I just be straight. If you can't train next week, tell me, because I can't be asked. You know what? Fair enough, see you next week. Don't tell me this, that, and your 12 grandma's died, or well, that's your 14 fucking granddad.
So you're expecting, that dedication.
I do, because I've been, and it helps because I've been there, and not only that, I think the best way of dedication is by showing. So it's not like me going, you need to do. All you got to do is like look at Niamh there, look at Chris Whittle, and they watch him train, they watch the work they put in, the running they do, they're smashing on the bag. There's your motivation. You want to be like that? Go and do it. You want to be like that, but you won't come train twice a day.
So do you use them almost as an example sometimes?
Yeah, because that's all you can do. Is used by example. Well, I've done that with her. I've done that with him. I've done that with him. They all walked in like you. Same as you, same ambition, but look at him. So follow the lead. Do what I say, and we'll be all right. I don't mean in a bad way. I mean just give the advice I give you. Stick to it. If it's wrong, I'm wrong, and I hold my hands up. I got this fight wrong, mate. I made the wrong game plan. So what? We all mess up now and then. It's another problem. People can't hold their hands up. Oh, fuck's up. And scatter off, and then go on Facebook full of fucking.
So even as your years of experience now as a coach, do you still sometimes? Do you watch fights, maybe past fights yourself, maybe current fighters? Not so much fighters you fighters are going to face.
I watch like one and that now and then, but I'm not a massive fan.
No.
It's funny, I'm boxing, mate. My first love's boxing.
Right.
I've been there, I've done it, I've seen X, Y and Z in the flesh, so it gets a bit, after a bit, and then what the problem I have nowadays, and this is another gripe, like, with the fight, they'll bring a Thai over, and they'll bring Uwa, and they've got his ties X, Y and Z, and I watch him and I just think, he's nothing. He's nothing. Whereas back in the day, they'd come and it'd be like, it might be one kick they've got, but they'd kick, and you'd hear the kick around, and everyone would go, and it'd be like, this kid's a killer. And it was like, and they just wiped the floor. And I know, people are going to go, but we've come on them, but no, not in ways. But now they come over with this big name, and they're not all that. For me, they're not. They're just watching, and I just think, you're just like an average Thai back in the day. You know what I mean? I was brought up around great fighters, like your Cole Balls and all like Kiat One Way. Watch these guys, they clash. You won't see anything like that in a ring today. The fight I like is Rota. I like Rota. I like young Jonathan Haggerty as well. He's got a lot of fucking spunk about him. I like him. He comes to fight. He's got a style I like. You know what I mean? There's a fighter now, I think he might have just retired, he's Belarusian, Chingiz Alazov he's called. He's a real killer, wicked fighter. Chingiz Alazov, really, really good. Really strong game, you know, like that. I like that mentality where, you know, they take a shot and they just, come on, is that it? Let's have it, you know what I mean? And not in a way of let's have a brawl, just stand your ground. And I like that kind of thing in a fighter.
So obviously we've had, usually you're, let me start again. Obviously, usually you're in the gym like every day of the week. What's it been like now that, you know, you've not been able to be in there because of lockdown? Have you enjoyed it?
It's been nice, yeah. To be fair, it's just been nice having a break from everyone.
Yeah.
Because the other thing you don't get, you know, as a coach, I'm very hands-on. I don't have any assistants really, and if they do, it'll be one of my fighters might come. Well, you stole some pad for him. I'm hands-on. I do my 5-year-olds. I do my beginner kids. You'll never come in my gym and see one of my students teaching my kids. It was me all the time. That's how I've done it. That's how I always wanted to do it, and that's how I always will do it. When I don't, I'll retire and fuck off. But if I got 20 fighters and they've all got one problem, I've got 20 problems. They're going home worrying about I'm not paid for my telly. Oh, that's me worrying.
Are you the type to call them up and speak to them?
Not really, no, because I'm not great. I'm more face to face.
Right,
I'm not. If anything, no. When I get in from the gym and my phone goes, I hate it.
Right.
Once it gets to 9:30, 10, my phone goes. It's like I'll speak to you tomorrow. Phone me. Where some people come alive at night, I'm the opposite. Phone me in the day. Once I get home, I chill. Because I'm one of them as well. Once I go home, I shut off. I'm not go home, get on my laptop, start watching millions of fights, and I'm just never have been. I've got my knowledge. I've watched fights. If there's a fight coming up I like, I'll watch it. If there's a fight that I liked, I might think, well, I'll show. I do a lot with these. Niamh will tell you. I tell them watch this, and they'll go away and watch it. Fucking hell, he was mint money. I'm good. I've got a lot of knowledge. Boxing as well, a lot of knowledge. Going back to the 70s, real good knowledge. You know what I mean? And that's not just being blowing smoke. I've got a lot of knowledge. And in the Thai boxing, it's like when I met Kickin. It was funny. He was in a show in Argentina. We was having dinner and we was talking about Thai boxing, and I was mentioning these names, and he was like, wow. And in the end, he just put his hand out to me and he shook my hand. He went, you know real Muay Thai? I said, of course I do. Because from 87 when I started, I was like that. Anything. I used to get the bus to Toddy's in town just to walk up his stairway because it was plastered with pictures and paper cutouts and newspaper. I just read them. And get on the bus and go home. But that's because I wanted what I wanted.
Obsessed with it almost.
But now you've got kids, you ain't got a clue. From 5 years, you don't know who anyone is. Who's he? Who's he? You're like, who's he? Fucking hell, mate. Unless it's Bacau or Sanchez, it's like...
So obviously we're coming out of the lockdown now. Do you think there'll be another event this year, or do you think that it'll be?
I don't think so personally, but you just don't know how quick it's going to flip back to normal, do you? And once it does, they'll probably just go right, let's do a show.
You had a lot of messages off fighters and
I've been getting mithered all the time. But I booked up now straight from the 25th. I'm like every day booked up with PTs classes. I've got to limit my classes to like 10 or something and social distance. I've got to do all the guidelines, so it's going to be awkward. And I'm not into guidelines. I'm not a conformer. I'm a bit of a maverick. I like think.
A bit of a rebel.
Yeah, not a rebel, more of a maverick. Maverick I've used.
Maverick sounds better.
More, I do things my way. I don't always just go, let's do it that way because they do it. Because say Thailand do it this way or they do it that way. Well, let's try it this way, and it ends up better. I always believe in go. Sometimes be different. Be your own person. Why wear everyone's trainers? There's 100 people have got them trainers. So wear some of that. Oh, no one's got them trainers. That's just how I am. And I'm like that in a lot in dealing with people. Even with promoters, they'll say, fucking hell, Frankie, this and that. And they're like joking because I won't do what they want and just stand for that. Right, we'll pay you that, we'll give you that. No, you won't. Well, let's talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just thank you for having us down here at your gym. It's been a pleasure to sit down and talk.
Come down anytime you want, lads.
Thank you very much.
And if anyone in this thing wants to start commenting negative, give them my number, hold me. Don't start going on having your shitty opinion. Just phone me, we'll have a chat.
Cheers, mate. Thank you for that. Nice one, Frank.
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you again soon.